Hi everybody, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft Season 5, Episode 75 with me, Sid, and I've been pootling around the place a little bit. These things I am still growing. I've just got 2 new ones of those. I've now managed to recover from the weed disaster, and I'm just not throwing anything away at the moment. Just in case, I'm not leaving anything just with crop sticks in, just, you know, in case, again, weeds. So if weed sprouts, we're doomed, and we don't want to be doomed. This is getting cold, and we've had some ice. I have already harvested a little bit of ice since last episode, and I've actually stuck the ice knife over here, the ice saw. So, you know, I'd like this chest full. That would be my ideal position. And I meant to leave those crop sticks behind. Damn it. Let me... yeah, let me just swoop back over there. And I don't want to carry the crop sticks around with me all the time. Obviously, they're not something you want. But, you know, it's growing. We're getting there steady. And all of these things, you know, just take a little bit of time. So, what I have been doing downstairs is I've been making jars, essential jars, 45 of them. I technically do 47. There are certain essentials which are very rare and uncommon, so I will deal with those ones when we get there. But we've now got this wall of essential jars. We've got a crucible, and we need to move forward on this one. Now, to move forward on this, we're going to need to get into alchemy some more. And let me just pop. I have also been around and recharged my wands around some nodes in the area. So I think we definitely need to get into this one. Now I need to get a furnace. How I'm going to get a furnace, I have got no idea. This is the bit that's caught me out last time. See, there's no. Oh, blast furnace to make an. Okay, we have a blast furnace. Oh God, we're not going to get away with this, are we? Thirty-two iron ingots. 32 iron ingots to make a blast furnace. 32 iron ingots. We don't have 32 iron ingots. Well, you know what that means, don't you then? It means we need to go and get some bloody iron. Now, let's have a think about where we can get iron and what options we have in the area. We have got kaolinite, and that was a limonite there, isn't there? Hang on. Limonite 15, but it's only 15. It's not worth the actual effort. Over this way, copper, zinc, copper, zinc, platinum, bismuth, olivine, lapis, copper, zinc, surface graphite and gold there, but again, I'm not really after that. Zinc, bismuth, surface copper, sphalerite, cassiterite, silver. I think we are going to be, there's a 15 quality iron mine over there. There's a question mark of limonite over there, and a question mark there, which I think did I try and find that one before? I can't remember, you know. And then if we were to come over this way, we had some surface magnetite. That might be the way to go. It's certainly probably the nearest one that is of a reasonable quality and surface. And if that really doesn't work, then we're going to have to think we are going to need to go and grab shards at some point as well, but that's for another day. Right, we've got some food with us. We've got that. Let me eat, sleep, and we are going to go on a journey and get some magnetite because we're going to need it. So yeah, I'll get that bit done. I'll be back in a second. Well, here's a little blast from the past. Yeah, you forget about these things, don't you? This is for those who haven't watched from the start. This is our first house. Not our first dwelling. That was, of course, a hole in the ground, but the first house. Nothing fancy. Just a little thing, you know, with the bed up here, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's stop reminiscing. Let's get on. We've got a boat journey ahead. Haven't really got that far, but we're more or less heading north from here, so that's pretty straightforward. Just hop in the boat, and from here we are coming kind of that direction. Kind of the direction we're facing, actually. Right, be there in a 2 shakes of a puppy dog's tail. Alright, first things first, we're at the top of the mountain. There is a sinister node up here, or was a sinister node up here. It's now essence. So we'll grab this. I'm not sure whether that will actually prevent the angry zombies spawning here, but they always seem to function like a spawner, so I have to assume that that will be the case. I'm going to keep you on my hotbar now. What are you? You are not magnetite, are you? You're saltpeter. Now, where is the magnetite? Is around here somewhere. Where are you? There. Stupid question. To which I don't have an answer. Oh, this does not look very safe. Right, let's have a think. First things first, we need to divest ourselves of this. Then we need to divest ourselves of that. Then we can sleep the night away. Well, first things first, eat and then sleep the night away. And then we can have a look at just how good this source of magnetite actually is. It could be a complete bust, but you know, you got to try it, haven't you? And yeah, I mean, you know, if you don't try, you never get. It's was a piece of particular wisdom. Let's have a look then. So I'm fairly convinced that is definitely an overhang there. What I don't want to be doing is inadvertently tunneling down and collapsing an overhang with me on top of it. That would just be foolish in the extreme. So what we do need to do, I think, is have a good look at what we've got. This does look actually fairly solid. So with the exception, of course, of that, which isn't so solid. But doesn't look too bad. It's going to be a quarry kind of situation, I think. But I think we can work this area. It is good normal quality, so you know, that's a bonus. Let us try and just clear some inventory space then. That's probably a first instance job. And yeah, anything else we want there? Probably not right now. Right, I'm going to do a fair bit of mining, and I will be back in a bit. And before I started, I've stripped off the top of the hill. I can see this magnetite is coming well down, so I think we're going to be basically mining out most of this mountainside, and it comes all the way down here as well. There's a pretty good chance that we are going to have to dig a substantial amount of mountain, but we're taking a leaf out of the comments books, and it was suggested a couple of suggestions from different people whose names escape me right now because I'm crap. But one was that we carry 2 water skins, which, yeah, that's perfectly good, suggestion. And the only downside to that is the increased inventory space. The other one is we just take a barrel of water up with us. So I've because I tend to carry some planks or whatever, so try as a habit to carry that. Then I usually have the makings of that, which means that we've now got between us, let me just grab a spare food receptacle. We can get these. We're now set up for an extended period of mining up here. I wish I brought the ice knife with me actually, but to be fair, I've already filled up the first 3 of these and almost a 4th one before I've even started, and I'm keeping the dirt because I may want it later for sifting. Yeah, we need to sort out our food, and then we can actually get going on mining. So yeah, just a little interlude there, just to point out the importance of a little bit of pre-planning before you start, and of course, reading the comments, which I always do, and I do always try to reply. I'm sometimes better at that than others, but I tend to try and reply. The other thing we are going to get while we're here is we will grab this saltpeter at some point as well, because it this stuff is used to make gunpowder, which we may want to do at some point. We don't have obviously a creeper farm in this season, so it may be something we want later if we ever want to do a gunpowder barrel. I've done one, they're terrifying, so that may be enough one. However, we need right now to sleep the night off and then continue on mining, and I'll be back once I've finished that. Well, we finally found the denser area. I'll tell you, the amount of effort you go to in this game to get something as simple and as basic as iron is laughable. And there's loads more to go, so we can't leave it. I've probably got let's have a look. Well, I've got I've got 16 ingots of iron there, plus another 2 there, so maybe 18 ingots for this amount of effort. This is why TFC is more of a grind than your typical Minecraft, because once you've found this stuff, now don't get me wrong, I could have been digging around here and trying different techniques. I didn't have to excavate this entire area, and you'll notice I'm starting to pull forward here, and that's because the last few layers I've not really seen any iron over that direction. So rather than waste my time digging out that way, it's one less layer to go. Now we've obviously got self-repairing tinker's tools, so that in itself is a bonus. And we've now got to the point where we're getting a lot more iron per layer, so, or at least we were. So far this is looking like it's petering off again. It's a peculiar mod, TerraFirmaCraft. It really does make you work. Now the problem with this is, of course, is that Thermacraft was geared against vanilla Minecraft, and in vanilla Minecraft iron is pretty damn common. So by sitting there going and saying, right, to make a to make a crucible, for example, you need to make a cauldron. Now in vanilla Thermacraft, vanilla Minecraft, for want of a better word, vanilla Thermacraft. I mean, obviously Thermacraft isn't vanilla, but you know where I'm going with this. In normal Thermacraft, you would use 7 iron. That's it. You're done. 7 iron in TerraFirmaCraft is a fortune. And it's not even just 7 iron, because it wants another 32 iron for the next 2 layers. Now that is a challenge by anybody's definition in TFC. Again, normal Minecraft, doddle, half an hour's work, you would have 32 iron, no problem. You probably have a couple of stacks of iron actually in reality, but no, we haven't got that. So we're having to do this one. Now I'm a little bit annoyed, because what they could have done with that is they could have, rather than putting the blast furnace on there for the thing, they could have quite easily have used the or created a stone recipe for the normal furnace. 7 iron on its own is expensive enough, and don't forget then you've got to make the alembics as well, which is 5 iron a pop. I think it's 5, might be even more. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20 iron, 2 gold, and a V's filter. That's ludicrous. Oh, and the V's filter's actually 4 as well, not 1. Yeah, it's expensive. Well, complaining about it ain't gonna fix it, and I'm just going to carry on and get this iron, and then we'll see where we go. Wow, we really do need to get the ice going as well. Look at I've just had a look at the coast. The ice is thick. What date is it? 14th of January. Yeah, we're going to need to go and get our ice go on. I mean, we could probably go back with this, but we haven't got enough to actually make everything. This is annoying. Just a bit. Just a smidge, just a touch. And of course, even with the we don't have any ore doubling, so the thing is, it's, I don't know, we're coming up against some fairly heavy resistance now to progression. Anyway, as I say, complaining about this has never fixed anything, so let me get on with this and I shall be back with you in a while. Alright, well, we have got 1, 2, 3 full, and then some oddments somewhere. One of these got some magnetite in it. So we got about 48 ingots worth. We did make quite an impact on the local terrain, and there is probably more down there, but it's certainly not worth the effort of going to find. What I do need to do is jump in here, and I'm going to edit that and call that surface saltpeter. Saltpeter. I'm never sure on the spelling on that one, you know. We just need to quickly restock our food before the return journey, and that will hopefully get us at least into some of the Thorncrafty bits. but yeah, protein. I'll go there. Boop, 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 and we'll do that one up, yeah. And yeah, that will hopefully get us somewhere. Now we're probably going to need to do another iron run of some description, but I would like to find some reliable source of iron, because that one is, well, this was particularly not brilliant, and needless to say, oh, hang on, let me quickly quench my thirst. You know, when you're coming out and doing these digs, you realistically want these to be, oh, that really should have been put away as well, shouldn't it? As solid as possible, but that was a big amount of digging for a relatively small amount of iron, which is not ideal. I wanted to just got a question mark over there for Ardite, and I don't recall whether we checked that one out, so we'll just whiz over here and have a little look, see what we can see. Yeah, there's tracers. I don't know whether I've got my actual pro pick on me. Let's can put that away. Prospector's pick, yeah. And because Ardite is bituminous coal, we have no real knowledge of how they are. I'm going to leave that, because we've really got anything to go on as to how that's going to pan out. You know, all of the standard TFC ores, we know where they spawn, and you know what depth they spawn at, and you know what kind of, well, not depth, rock types they spawn at, and we know where those rock types are, and yada yada. For Ardite and Cobalt, we don't have that luxury, so yeah, we are. That's bituminous coal, isn't it? Right, yeah. So we are going to head back and get this processed up. With a bit of luck, there'll be a reasonable amount of ice down at my base as well, so I'll be able to work with that one. And if we're very lucky, we'll be able to at least make a start on getting this. Oh, damn it, I've done the wrong bloody button again. Come back. I never gave you permission to sail away without me. Oh, if it weren't for YouTube copyright, you know, you just would have had that little sail away, that music going on in the background there. But no, anyway, I will see you back at base. Alright, we're back. And oh, that's not going to help me, because that's cassiterite. Let me go into here. This is all of the iron we have got. Now, if I go that way, this stuff in a smelter smelts down to 37 millibuckets, which is 120 plus 28, 148. So it's 4 millibuckets over per, so we can definitely smelt it in there and get a little bit extra. However, we could do it the other way. You know, there's plenty of options there. Let me just seal that one up so we can go and put this lot away. But in terms of that, there is something I just want to try. So furnace has no crafting recipe. Now, that has a crafting recipe. That has a crafting recipe, which includes an alchemical furnace. Furnace minecart, doesn't it? But one thing I wondered is, one of the reasons that you tend not to have that is because of coal. Not coal, sorry, cobble. get myself into the right frame of reference here at least. I will tidy all of that up later. We may have the means of making standard cobble. Never really occurred to me, but we do kind of have that technology, if you like. We have the power, we have the technology, we can rebuild him. If anybody remembers the $6 million man back in the day when the what was it, $6 million? Was it $6 million man? I think it was. Back in the day when $6 million was a lot of money. I mean, you know, I don't think any of us would turn it down, but it's we also realise that it's nowhere near as much as it used to be. Oh, damn it. Gimme. So what I would like to do is let me go and put my backpack down. Grab you, and put the that on. So we have lava and we have water, and of course in any other let's play kind of scenario I'm going to need to go and get water lava again, and we need to, I think we do need to investigate the lower levels, see if we can't find a lot of lava right down deep. But back in the good old days of Skyblock, we used to, now let me go, so you want that one, and then let's go to there. I think that will do the trick. And we can put the lava in there, and that can do its thing. We used to have that thing called a cobble gen, didn't we? I've got no idea how that is going to work. In that's cobblestone. That is bog standard Minecraft cobblestone. Oh. That's going to be annoying, isn't it? Now, normally you wouldn't have this in TerraFirmaCraft. Okay. And you still don't. Okay, that is fine. We'll work with that. But we can get cobblestone, so we can do a cobble gen. What can you use that for now? Panels, block placer. Ooh. Yeah, but again, these are probably going to have item dropper, water filter. Okay. All sorts of things by the looks of it, including walls and the likes. And it doesn't break down. Okay, that's fine. Right, so we are definitely stuck with the things. Now, there is another way of getting a furnace. And it's not one that I favour, shall we just say. I'm going to chuck those away. I don't really need them. And it's not like I can't make an infinite supply more of those. Just with a bit of practice. I can always forget which way those bloody things go. Anyway, we need to get this iron going. So there's a couple of considerations here. To make the alchemical furnace, we need a blast furnace and a crucible and some stone, which, you know, yeah, that's just something else, which is just basically we need to get a whole load of those and we whack them around a shard and we get stone. But that's not a problem. We do, however, need this, and for this we're going to need a crucible, and we need a whole load of double sheets, which is 32 ingots worth. Now I'm fairly confident that we can get 32 ingots out of here. If I make them using that, then I'm going to get ingots which I'm going to have to then heat up to hammer flat. If I make them in here, then I don't have to do that. I can let them cool down to the point where I can hammer them flat. So I am of the inclination to use a crucible for this. I don't think there is any trickery. We can use a metal press, but we haven't got that, and plus you need blue steel, or that's it. And those you can use a metal press, but you're still welding. I mean, all you're doing is removing the need to hammer them, which is fairly minor. So I think we are going to fire up the old hoofer, and I've not got a fire starter on me, so I'll just use that. And we will make our ingots this way rather than that way. So I need 8 double sheets. I'll be back in a bit. I'm an idiot. You can't do it that way, can you? That's why we have that thing at the end. So I am going to have to smelt these up. I'm sat there thinking, why are they not melting? Yeah, easy mistake to make when you're an idiot. Now this is enough to make the blast furnace. 8 stacks of 16, with a little left over in theory, so we'll see. Fortunately this goes reasonably quick, so not a biggie. I shall be back in a moo. Alright, well, we've got the iron all processed. At time on the episode at 32 minutes give or take. To actually go through creating all these ingots, I mean, it would only take a few minutes if I were to record it, but we've still got to then create the crucible and all the other bits and pieces, and then we need the alembics on the top of all of that. So I think we're going to continue this on next episode. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I had planned to do so much more this episode, but unfortunately the ore gods said differently, and as such they we're not getting that today. Yeah, we will leave that as an episode and resume this particular quest next episode, where we will hopefully end up with some kind of alchemical setup that we can then use. I need to put those back as well. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.